Hey there everybody, just doing a review for this EBL 500W power station. The unit does have a 519 watt hour capacity and a 500 watt max output. And just taking a look at the box right over here that the unit comes in, it does give you a few features noted at the front, and over on this side it does give you the specifications panel, which is pretty nice. And right over here, this just tells you ways to recharge the power station. And over on this side, it does give you examples on what you can power with the power station. And so that's really about it for the box. I'm just gonna place it right down here. But yeah, anyways, a really simple power station. Just something to know is that this unit still uses lithium-ion batteries, so it is not a lithium iron phosphate power station. And so the unit does have a 11 by 7 by 8 inch form factor, and it weighs about, I think, 15 pounds. So not exactly too large or heavy. I mean, it's a 500 watt power station. And so just taking a look at the unit up front right over here, this is where you're going to be spending most of your time. It does have the power button, a light button. This is light right over here, I think. This is the Anderson solar recharging input. Right over here is the, I think this is the DC7909 input for car recharging and AC recharging. Oh, I forgot to mention what's included in the box, my bad. Yeah, so what's included in the box with the power station also is the charging brick, the car charger, and this MC4 27909 solar recharging cable. You also get the manual right over here. That's going to be pretty helpful in case you want to look at the specifications. And yeah, there we go. So you do get everything that you would need to use the power station in the box already. Where was I? Yeah, I was noting the ports on the power station. This is the DC section right over here. You get the DC cigarette lighter port and two DC 5521 ports. They're able to output, I think, 112 watts altogether, you know, that 14 volts and 8 amps. When I did the DC capacity test for the power station, I was able to pull 120 watts from the cigarette lighter port, so there's that. The USB section is okay. It does have 3 USB Type A quick charge ports and a single 60 watt USB-C power delivery port. It would have been better to have a 100 watt USB-C port in my opinion, but it works, it's fine. And there are 2 AC outlets that are able to output 500 watts of pure sine wave, and so 2 AC outlets on a 500 watt 519 watt hour power station is good enough. Yeah, that's really about it in terms of the ports. Oh, also right over here is the wireless charging pad that you can place your phone on to wirelessly charge it if you have a wirelessly charging compatible phone. And when you want to turn on the power station, you just gotta, I think, press the button, power button right over here. It turns on the screen. The screen is pretty bright and easy to look at. Not too detailed though, to be honest. It shows what's activated on the power station. So if you want to activate the DC section, just gotta press the DC section, power button, USB section, and the AC outlet right there. However, one thing that's pretty cool is that the power station is able to show the wattage output for each of these sections separately. So that's not something a lot of power stations do, but this one does. You know, not exactly groundbreaking, but it's pretty cool to see. So you're able to see the wattage output for all these 3 sections, even when they're turned on simultaneously. It shows the battery percentage remaining. It does not show a estimated runtime. I think if I were to plug in the AC charging brick, it would show the input power as well. I'll be showing that in this review as well. I'm also going to be testing if this power station features pass-through charging, but we'll get to that eventually. And just to test out the wireless charging right now, in case I forget later on, I have my Galaxy Note 9 right over here. Just going to place it on the charging pad at the top, and I think it is wireless charging right now. Yeah, there we go. Fast wireless charging is available. You get the handle at the top as well. It makes the power station easier to carry around. And just taking a look over at this side, there's got some vents for the internal fan. Over on this side, nothing. Over on this side, just more vents for the internal fan. And that's really about it. When it comes to turning on the flashlight at the front, I think you just have to press the button once. Yeah, there we go. It does not show the output wattage for the flashlight, unfortunately. When it comes to recharging the power station, it does have a 105 watt solar recharging speed, AC recharging speed, and a car recharging speed. So recharging for this EBL power station is decent, but at the same time, you know, some power stations like this within the 500 watt battery capacity range are using much faster recharging speeds. So you're going to be looking at pretty long recharge times in case you do need it pretty quickly, because taking a look at the manual is pretty accurate in terms of the estimated recharge time. So yeah, I mean, the fastest way to recharge this power station would be to use the wall charger, you know, aka the charging brick right over here. And also EBL did send me this carrying case right over here that they wanted me to look at and show you guys as well. So yeah, I mean, carrying case is exactly what it sounds like. You can actually place the entirety of the power station into the carrying case. I'll be like placing the power station into this and showing you guys how it works. I mean, it's just a carrying case, you guys, come on, man. But you can place your charging cables into this section right over here, and you know, have everything in a single spot instead of like, you know, carrying everything separately. So it's nice that EBL created a separate carrying case for the power station. And the carrying case does come with this handle right over here that you can attach to the carrying case. And also EBL did send me a 100-watt solar panel right over here. Let me just get this moved out of the way. Just give me a second. Yeah, and also EBL did send me this 100-watt solar panel to test out with this 500-watt power station of theirs. You know, it's just a 100-watt solar panel, so of course it's gonna be 100% compatible with the EBL power station, because I can use the included cable that came with the unit, this one, to use with this 100-watt solar panel, because this one also uses an MC4 connection right over here. And so yeah, I mean, I just look forward to using this. What's included in the box with this solar panel are connectors that you can use, these adapters right over here that you can use with the included MC4 to a DC 5521 cable. And also the solar panel does come with this MC4 to Anderson cable as well. So you can actually use this cable with the power station, because, you know, the power station does have a Anderson input port, and it also has a DC 7909 port. So yeah, I mean, it's whatever your preference really. Just a 100-watt panel, to be honest. Nothing too complicated about it. I do like the orange color, and the build quality of the solar panel is just really nice. As you can see, I'm going to be testing this out in this review as well. I'm just going to get to testing out the DC capacity and AC capacity efficiency for this EBL power station, and then I'm just going to move on from there. But yeah, I'll be right back to do some capacity efficiency testing. Alright guys, so just running the DC capacity test for the EBL power station. I do have my load tester right over here. I'm pulling about 120 watts from the cigarette lighter port, and I'm just going to run this until the power station reaches 0% to see how much DC capacity I can pull from the unit. I will be right back. Alright guys, so after about 4 hours, I did run down the capacity for the EBL power station for the DC capacity test. And so what I ended up with was a 470 watt hour capacity of the 519 watt hours that the power station starts out with. That gave me about a 90% efficiency rating, as you can see right over here on the calculator. And in terms of the specs on the load tester, as you can see, 470 watt hours, 4-hour runtime. And this can give you an idea of how long you can use the power station for with a 120 watt constant load. And so yeah, the DC capacity efficiency for this EBL power station is really good. This is, you know, it's within the 90% range, so you're able to use most of the battery capacity that the power station has to offer. So yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. Alright guys, so just going to be running the AC capacity test for the EBL power station. Just have the watt meter connected to one of the AC outlets on the unit. I'm going to be setting the crock pot to its high setting. It should be pulling about 200 watts. Yeah, 200 watts right there on the screen for the power station. And yeah, I'm just going to come back once the unit is at 0% to see how much of the AC capacity I'm able to pull from the power station. I will be right back. Alright guys, so I did run down the capacity for the EBL power station all the way down to 0% by powering this crock pot right over here that was pulling about 200 watts, I believe. And so what I ended up with was a 460 watt hour capacity of the 519 watt hours that the power station initially starts out with. And that gave me about a 88% efficiency rating. As you can see right over here on the watt meter as well, it does say 460 watt hours. And so yeah, the AC capacity efficiency for this EBL power station is really good. Alright guys, so just outside with the 100 watt EBL solar panel, I'm getting some good sun exposure on the panel. As you can see, a pretty clear sky day, some thin clouds in the sky, but other than that, I have the power station charging at about, let me see here, at about 70 watts. So, you know, for a 100 watt panel, a solar recharging speed of 70 watts is pretty good. I'm pretty sure I could get a better solar recharging speed, you know,
if it was like full on sun, you know, once again, I did mention that there are like some thin clouds in the sky right now, but you know, 70 watts for a 100 watt panel is pretty good in my opinion. This is mostly what I hit on a clear sky day. And you know, just taking a look at the panel right over here, that orange color just looks really nice as well. Not too sure if it's picking up the orange color on camera pretty well, but yeah, it looks really nice. I am recharging it using the included Anderson to MC4 cable that came in the box with the solar panel, I believe, or did it come with the power station? Not too sure. I'll have to look back at that, but yeah, anyways, I'm just gonna leave it outside. Let me check the time real quick. So yeah, it's 2:42 right now. I'm just gonna come back in a few hours to see the status of the solar recharging for this EBL power station. But yeah, other than that, solar recharging works great. You know, I would recommend using a 100 watt panel to recharge this power station. Using anything lower will yield a really slow solar recharging speed. And yeah, I'll be right back, you guys. Solar recharging is going good so far. All right, you guys, so the sun has gone down. I think it's about, let's see here, yeah, it's about 7 o'clock. And so yeah, I mean, basically, moral of the story, this is basically how most of my solar recharging test goes with the power station. And that would be making sure that the panel is in a good spot to have maximum sun exposure for the entire day. Because in this case, I did move the solar panel, but of course, you know, some shade would get in the way of the sun, and that would stop or slow down solar recharging. But yeah, but I was able to get about 18% with what solar power I could grasp from the sun. And yeah, that's really about it. I mean, you know, once again, this EBL 100 watt solar panel did perform really well. As long as you have a good amount of sun exposure on the panels, you're able to get 70 watts or maybe more. And so yeah, that is the solar charging test for the EBL Power Station.
All right, you guys, so just back with the EBL Power Station, and in this case, I'm just doing multiple testing. You know, with the ports, I have 2 crock pots connected to the AC outlets. This mini crock pot right over here and the large crock pot. Both of them are at their high setting. I'm pulling about 300 watts, well, you know, 292 watts right there. And from the charging ports, I'm charging my Lenovo laptop and my Galaxy Note 9. The Galaxy Note 9 is charging from one of the USB Type A quick charge ports. And my Lenovo laptop is charging from the USB-C 60 watt power delivery port. And it's charging at about 30 watts right now. And so the power station is performing how it's supposed to. You know, I'm able to use, you know, multiple output ports at the same time. And in this case, it's showing the individual wattage output for each of the sections. You know, the charging port section is outputting about 45 watts. The AC outlet section is outputting about 290 watts. You can see the battery percentage right there. It's dropping quite a bit because I'm pulling out a good amount of wattage power right now. And also, let me go ahead and test out if I can actually use the full 60 watts from the USB-C port. Just give me a second. Let me just go ahead and set this up. There we go. And just gonna plug the USB-C cable into this power bank, because this Excitrus power bank has a max recharging speed of 100 watts, and so this should give me an accurate reading. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, the USB-C port is actually able to output 60 watts, so we're good to go right there. And also, let me go ahead and see if pass-through charging is available with this power station as well. So if I'm able to recharge it and use the unit at the same time. Okay, I have the included charging brick right over here. And yeah, looks like I am. You're able to recharge the power station and use it at the same time. You can use the AC outlets, the charging ports, and the DC ports. Pretty sure I can turn on this section as well. Yeah, there we go. And overall, this EBL power station performs how it's supposed to. Nothing really wrong with it at all, I can tell. But of course, in this case, with pass-through charging happening, the battery capacity will still drop because I'm pulling out more power than I'm putting in. I'm recharging the power station at 103 watts, while the unit is outputting about 350 watts. So just something to know. All right, you guys, so just back with the heater that I was talking about, just gonna place it on its low setting just to see what happens. Of course, I'm pretty sure the power station is just gonna automatically shut off. But just to make sure that the unit actually does have a 500 watt max output. Yep, so we're going over that 500 watts right there. Yep, there we go. Man, that's really all I need to know. I would consider this unit to have a hard 500 watt max output. Anything above that will automatically shut off the AC outlets. And also, that's something else I noticed right here. Only the AC outlets turned off right there. The charging port section and the DC port section didn't have any effect on the AC outlets being turned off. So yeah, I mean, I suppose that's a good thing. The entire power station doesn't shut off. So that's pretty cool to see. Let me go ahead and grab my cooler right over there to see if I'm able to power it from the EBL Power Station, and I'll be right back. Alright you guys, so I actually do have this Bodega electric cooler plugged into the EBL Power Station. And if you're wondering why I have this electric cooler, it's because I'm actually doing a review on it. And you're going to see that video review pretty soon, eventually. But yeah, I literally just took it out of the box to test it out with the EBL Power Station. And it is being powered from the unit. I'm pulling about, let's see here. What does it say? I'm pulling about 30 watts. I think this electric cooler is rated for like 60 watts. I have no idea how to use it yet, but I just plugged it in, and I got to read the manual, honestly. I have no idea what's happening right here, but yeah, that's what's happening. This was the power cord for the electric cooler. But yeah, I mean, you could power a cooler from the EBL Power Station if you wanted to. Alright guys, so just doing a quick overview of the carrying case for the EBL Power Station. This carrying case is waterproof and fireproof, and right over here I have the EBL Power Station inside the carrying case, and it fits just like a glove. It fits perfectly into this pocket right over here. You know, it has this Velcro right over here that you just have to have the handle down actually to actually close the cover. You can actually use the Velcro to close it. However, if you want to make sure that the top actually closes well, you got to zip it up using the zipper on the sides. And right over here, you can use this pocket to place the included accessories of the power station and also of the solar panel as well, in case you want to. And also, as I mentioned before, the carrying case is fireproof and waterproof. You know, I believe that it's waterproof. That's no problem. But I do have this lighter right over here. I was going to turn it on to see if it's actually fireproof. Don't try this at home, of course. I'm just going to see what happens real quick. So I'm just going to go like that. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna guess that it's fireproof, right? That, damn. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, I would consider this to be fireproof. Is it hot right now? Oh yeah, that's hot. Anyways, yes, a fireproof and waterproof case. Right there. Of course, it gets hot when you put fire on it, but in case you want a carrying case for the unit, you know, if you want to have everything consolidated into a single spot, the carrying case is a good option in case you want one. Alright you guys, that is my review for the EBL 500 watt power station with a 500 watt max output and a 519 watt hour capacity. You know, the unit performs how it's supposed to. You know, it has a good build quality as well. Everything's just really solid. But of course, you know, don't drop it from a high height, and don't expose it to water. However, you can expose the carrying case to water, and you can also expose the carrying case to some fire, because this is a fireproof and waterproof case. You know, the only thing I would improve for this power station is for it to use lithium iron phosphate batteries, and that's really about it. I really don't care that it doesn't feature an estimated runtime on the screen. It's at least able to show the individual wattage output for each of the sections, so that's pretty cool. The recharging maybe could use a little bit of work. They could have made the recharging a little bit faster than 105 watts. The 100 watt solar panel that EBL sent over, that one right over there that I took outside and tested with the power station, it has a really good efficiency. You know, as long as you have full sun exposure on the panels, the recharging speed was about 70 watts to 80 watts, which is really good for a 100 watt solar panel. And yeah, I mean, nothing much else to say. I will have a link to the product page for this unit down in the description below with some coupon codes I think EBL has provided me with. So those will be down in the description below. I will also have the link to the review article over at chargerharbor.com. You can also find that in the description. And I will see you all on the next video. All right, goodbye.